Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Theme Park Obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm hanging out at Six Flags Magic Mountain to talk about the theater behind me. There's a lot of interesting developments happening. So how about you and I dive right in. Now, before we get started with the future of Six Flags Magic Mountain, I wanted to briefly just give a shout out to all my awesome friends. The other day we were here at the park enjoying all the coasters and some of the other attractions, and yeah, it was a blast. Every once in a while, I love just taking a break and saying, you know what, screw it, we're gonna ride as many coasters as we can. So we were able to do quite a bit. I filmed a few bits and pieces here and there, but I really wasn't planning on, doing this massive video like I usually do. It was just more or less trying to have some fun with some friends. And these are all my buddies from Halloween Horror Nights, so it was really great to kind of reunite after the season to have some fun here at the park. I love you! Now, one thing I did want to mention is something that happened here in Bugs Bunny World when I was hanging out with my friends. Now, we all know that Bugs Bunny World has a lot of kid-friendly attractions. And what's fun to do in the coaster community is to get kiddie credits sometimes. It's not like, my number one thing I have to do. But when you're hanging out with friends and you're having a good time and you're just being silly, yeah, you know what? Let's go on one of the kiddie coasters. It's fun. Get ready, everyone. Get ready. Get ready. Are you nervous? Are you nervous? Just a little bit? Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, man.
That was insane.
That was intense.
That was rough.
That was, and I'm pretty knowledgeable of what attractions I can go on. Like, so for example, the Magic Flyer roller coaster, which formerly was Goliath Jr., I can't go on that one because I'm too tall. You have to be below, I believe, 54 inches to ride. But rides like the Speedy Gonzales Hot Rod Racers or the one right behind me, this Vekoma family coaster, the Roadrunner Express, I know I could go on. And I've been on a few of these around the country. The Speedy Gonzales one, the Hot Rod Racers, I've been on a clone of that at Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. And then this one right behind me, the Vekoma coaster, some of you might recognize this. This is actually the Gadgets Go coaster at Disneyland. But the thing that kind of upset me was when we were in line for this one, after we had ridden the Hot Rod Racers, we went over to Roadrunner Express because we're like, why not? Let's go on it. And we were turned away. And this was after we'd already been waiting in line. We were turned away and they said that we couldn't go on the attraction because we didn't have a child with us. Now, I didn't know that that was the rule. I wasn't there to sit and argue for 15 minutes. I just asked why, and I asked if this was something new that just happened, and the team member that was working here said, no, it's been a thing for a while. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to argue. So we just left, and we went on all the other roller coasters in the park. And I get that, yeah, these are for the kids and stuff. But at the same time, there's no harm in having some fun here. And I know for a fact, I've been on a bunch of different roller coasters, and I know for a fact the one behind me is okay to ride. I wouldn't have jumped in line if I didn't think I was going to be able to go on it.
So I would love to know what the official rule is. That way, not only I could know for myself, but I would love to know for all of you guys as well. That way, when giving you guys information, I'm giving you the correct information.
And again, if there was signage telling me hey, you had to be a certain height to ride this, or even in the verbiage at the main marquee sign of the attraction, if there was something in there that said, hey, you got to be between this height and this height, cool. But there's no signage on this ride. And if you look up the attraction on the Vekoma website, it even gives you the height requirements there as well. I'm all for following the rules here at the parks. I always want to try to be respectful to the parks and everything they're about. You know that, and for those that have been watching my channel for a very long time, including the parks that watch my stuff, you all know that I love these places and I follow all the rules here. My problem was that there was no signage and no indication that that was a rule. I feel like it was just a made-up rule, and there was a group of 9 of us. And I understand that can look a little crazy, but at the same time, if we're allowed to ride the attraction, we should be allowed to ride the attraction. We've made our way over here because this is the subject of today, and that's the Golden Bear Theater project. I wanted to start off in this corner and work my way towards that side just because I wanted to take a look on the hillside here to see if there are any new markers or anything, because as of late, there's been some interesting developments happening in this area. Now, in previous videos, we've covered the survey markers on the ground and this utility project right here. And this is all probably for the solar panels. I've been told that this is like a cell tower thing, so to improve the connectivity inside the park, which is great. And I think this is part of that. And then, yeah, there's probably some solar panel stuff kind of scattered around the park as well. But the latest news that we found out just a couple days ago is that Six Flags filed a permit for the Golden Bear Theater's demolition. There wasn't a specific date on when this was supposed to be demolished, but I would assume here in the next few weeks, walls will go up around the area so they could start taking this thing down. I don't think they're going to take this down in one night. I feel like that's a little bit ambitious, and there's a lot more to it than just the facade. I mean, you have the whole theater structure behind it, and this is kind of like a break space in here and like a changing room. They got like lockers and whatnot in there. So this is going to take them a few days, if not a few weeks, to fully demolish. And then yeah, here's the back half as well, and I'm assuming all of this is going to go. So the stadium seating, and then obviously this right here will be demolished, and then they'll be left with a plot of land here, very small plot of land. It did say in the permit that this, like, they were going to demo it down to the slab, the concrete slab. So maybe this is what they're talking about. But I mean, I wouldn't think that they would just leave that like it is with no building in front of it. I feel like the whole thing is going to be gone. And I feel like this is all kind of making sense now down here at the ground, because they were working over here in this area not too long ago. They had a spray paint marking, and then there were some markers over there in the corner, like surveys kind of looking off in this corner. So this is all kind of adding up. The puzzle pieces are slowly being put together. And as you can see here towards the left, this has all been sitting stagnant for a very, very long time as well. The fence, I mean, is just falling apart. So there's definitely room for expansion here for new attractions, or an expansion of Bugs Bunny World, or what some people have been speculating online, a giant roller coaster. And once this all comes down, I think the space is going to be a little bit bigger than what people think it is. You'd be surprised what you can fit in a small area, and people would be surprised how big of a roller coaster you can fit in certain places of the park. Now, one of the biggest coaster rumors on the street is that this will be home to a Giga Coaster, and as much as I would love to see a Giga Coaster here at Magic Mountain, I feel like our odds are like 50-50 at this point. They're very expensive to build. They're not cheap like West Coast Racers or Wonder Woman. Those, I mean, and cheap respectively. The Giga Coasters are very, very expensive. We're talking Tatsu and X2 level of investment. I mean, they could definitely get under X2 for sure. X2, I believe, is the most expensive roller coaster in the park. Tatsu and Riddler's Revenge are pretty pricey, but the park hasn't made an investment like that in a very, 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 very long time. I believe Tatsu was the last time they spent that kind of money. You know, yeah, I definitely think of Giga Coaster, but I also think of like new style Vekoma would be nice over here. I think of Mach rides. A Mach Extreme Spinning Coaster would be amazing right here. You can do a pretty nice compact layout over in this spot. You can do some terrain stuff, and obviously you can stick the station right behind me. A Mach Spinning Coaster would be really, really good, and I feel like Six Flags could benefit off of a Mach Extreme Spinning Coaster. I feel like that would really round the park's lineup pretty well. Yeah, and like I said, New Age Vekoma would do really well in here. Vekoma's been doing some incredible products lately, and I think they could do something spectacular here. Now, the leadership at Six Flags and the corporate level have said that they want to invest a lot of money in their parks, and they want to really wow people for the next coming season. So, I mean, at the same time, it wouldn't be surprising if they announced something really, really big. A Giga Coaster, though, I'm not sure. I think it would be awesome in the spot, because you can really do some cool stuff with the terrain, and the coaster can go in a bunch of different places. It doesn't have to go just in this spot. I mean, look what they've done with Tatsu and a few other roller coasters in the park. They can really have fun with the layout. Some other possible options for this spot would be, like I said, an expansion of Bugs Bunny World. It would honestly tie this area together quite well. And if they really wanted to, they could keep like a theater kind of thing going on over here. They maybe could build something new that's up to date, because this has been sitting here for a very, very, very long time. And maybe it's time to just upgrade this thing. So they could expand Bugs Bunny World, build a couple new flat rides for the kids, maybe do new like gift shop or quick service location, similar to what we've been seeing Knott's Berry Farm do. You know, they just announced their Camp Snoopy project, and I feel like, you know, Six Flags could definitely benefit from some, you know, family-friendly attractions. I mean, yeah, there's so many manufacturers out there that make really cool flat rides for the kids, and it would expand their offerings here at Six Flags Magic Mountain and make the park a little bit more appealing for those families that are going to be living right over there, across the hill. Not right here, they're definitely not living in these trees, but over the hill. Yeah, over the hill. Now, moving back to my coaster enthusiast side, I feel like a Giga Coaster would do really well here at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Goliath right now is pretty much the tallest like full circuit coaster in the park. Obviously Superman is over 400 feet, but as far as like something that's a little bit more exciting than Superman is, it's a lot longer than Superman, Goliath is still the king in the park at over 250 feet. So Six Flags could benefit off of something that's over 300 feet, and I feel like Six Flags would want the record, so they need to go a little over 330 if they want to keep and hold that record for a while. And when I think of Giga Coasters, I think of two manufacturers that, the first thing that come to my head, B&M and Intamin. Now, we don't really see too many Intamin Giga Coasters, but we see a lot of B&M products. And Six Flags has been working really well lately with B&M. That's not to say they can work, they can't work really well with Intamin, but because they've been purchasing B&M products as of late, the Dr. Diabolical's dive coaster at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, for example, hey, they could purchase something for Six Flags Magic Mountain, and B&M is totally willing to be like, yeah, no, we'll provide you with something if you need it. The layout for a Giga Coaster can get really complicated though in this area, just because you have to kind of go that way, you have to go that way, you have to kind of go around some other infrastructure, but they could do it. They could do it. They could pretty much do anything here at Six Flags Magic Mountain if they really wanted to. But because of the space we're dealing with, yeah, I'm leaning more towards something on the smaller scale. But we shall see. We will definitely see here in the next few months what's going to happen, because the first thing that they're going to do, the first order of business is to demolish this theater. And Six Flags is not going to demolish something if they don't have to. I feel like if they can keep the building up, if it's still safe to keep up, they're going to keep the building up. But usually when they tear something down that's like this massive, it usually means that they're thinking of the future. They're definitely inching closer to constructing something new. And down here on the ground, I'm not noticing any other spray paint markings. It's all kind of the same stuff that we've seen in past videos. And there aren't any markings on the building itself. I feel like they don't need to, because if they're gonna tear this thing down, then, why bother, trying to save something if you don't need to? There could be a couple components in here that they wanna save, but I feel like this is going to be a complete demolition. And then, yeah, back here, there's really not much going on either. There's no survey markers on the hillside. And again, when they tear this down, we don't know if it's just this part they're going to tear down, take it all the way down to the concrete, or if they're going to kind of work in this area. Again, we're going to see here in the next few months. Because of the holiday season, I'm not expecting the work to ramp up like super fast here. I think it's going to happen sometime in January or February. That's when we'll really see some development. Because whatever this is going to be, if it is a new roller coaster, this will be a 2025 project. 2025 is going to be a huge year for theme parks, that is for sure. And us theme park enthusiasts and roller coaster enthusiasts have a lot to look forward to. So I'm super excited. And yeah, whatever this is going to be, I'm ready for it. I think myself and the rest of the community, the rest of the coaster community and theme park enthusiast community should set our expectations kind of at the level playing field. Giga Coaster would be nice, but we got to think of what the park's been investing in lately, and if they're willing to spend that kind of money. So if it's a roller coaster, I'm thinking more on the cheaper end of things. I know, the coaster manufacturers that I mentioned earlier can get pretty pricey, but I know they can work with them to build something that's a little bit more affordable than like X2 and Tatsu. So we'll see. But hey, you never know. The CEO did say that they want to make some serious investments, and now that Six Flags and Cedar Fair are one company and they want to make some big moves, again, it's going to be fun to see what happens here behind me. At Six Flags, this is your opportunity to put a Golden Bear Easter egg in whatever new thing you're building here. Just put a Golden Bear Easter egg somewhere. But one more thing before we leave, as you can see, they've finished the project out here in the front. They've paved it, and then they've got some beautiful Christmas trees out here too. But there you go, there's your Six Flags Magic Mountain update for the week. Really exciting things are going to be happening here at Six Flags Magic Mountain, whether it be an expansion of the family area of the park, the Bugs Bunny World, or a giant roller coaster, or me flying away because it's really windy. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are as well. Oh my goodness! I think I'm gonna fly away. I think that's gonna be a really exciting thing for 2025. But if you did enjoy the video, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos from Six Flags Magic Mountain or some of your other favorite theme parks, consider subscribing, because I have brand new videos, not just from Six Flags, but from a bunch of other theme parks all over the place. Be sure to check out my Instagram account by following the link down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is, and I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.